What's up, YouTube? How's everyone doing? For today's How to Tuesday, I decided to change things up a bit. In the comments in the past, I've read that you guys wanted me to learn new tricks. So for today, I decided to learn the backlash. So I should mention that this trick is the backlash with a cassette. It's not a terribly difficult trick. I probably learned it in about an hour and some change. And in the past, I have done other tricks that are similar, like 3 tire taps or, smaller fakie manuals. But today I wanted to put it all together, make it look good, include the backpedaling, and even throw a trick in there. So let me show you guys how I did it. Alright, so the prerequisites for this trick: doing 180s, learning manuals. Bunny hop 3s do help because you already understand the concept of like the full rotation, but if you can't full 360 yet, then this is actually a good intermediate trick to learn beforehand. Initially, what you want to do is pick a location where you want to do it. So let's say it's like a flat spot. I usually try to find either like a line or a crack in the cement to where I can kind of like start my spin. What's very important about this trick is that you're going to be 180ing and landing back tire heavy, so you got to be careful not to flip over. But you also don't want to do a full rotation. So as you're approaching the spot where you're going to fakie manual, what you're going to want to do is either do a little bit of an alley-oop. And all that means is if you're going to spin to the right, you're going to want to try and angle your front wheel to the left slightly so that you're kind of like traveling slightly backwards. Another thing that helps is to not do a full 180. So you want to do like 150 degrees or 140, somewhere around there. And what that does is it kind of puts you in this pitch to where as you start doing the 180 and you put your back tire down, the momentum and like the G-force is going to kind of swing you around. Which, when I was learning this trick, was something that was like counterproductive because it was forcing me to backpedal at a weird rate. You also don't want to force this rotation too much, and you kind of want to like position it and backpedal, and then let momentum and your backpedal kind of like guide the spin. As I mentioned earlier, if you're able to do 360 tire taps or 360 pivots, that's basically where you do a 180, you plant your back tire, and then you 180 out again. The reason that helps is that you're already kind of comfortable with rotating and having your weight kind of like slightly back. When you're doing the backlash, you're going to want to do a similar position, except that because you're going to be pedaling backwards a little bit, you're going to want to lean slightly forward. So I should mention that this trick is the backlash with a cassette. The backlash with a freecoaster is slightly different, and since I run a cassette, I'm going to do this tutorial, but then later on I might have Stevie or Brandon or Mikey or Connor do a backlash tutorial for you guys. Again, with the cassette, you're going to need to backpedal, so you're going to slightly lean forward when you're doing the 360 pivot. Again, you're going to do the 180, and then you're going to under-rotate a bit, you're going to land back tire heavy, so your body's going to be slightly leaned back, but your upper body wants to be slightly leaned forward. Again, this helps you with the backpedal. As soon as you land, you're going to start backpedaling very slowly to where you can feel like your cassette is actually pulling you. You don't want to just backpedal like without any tension because that'll just drop the front end. Since this trick did take me a long time, there's a lot of bloopers. I'll put some of the better ones so you can see what I've done wrong. But the majority of the time I was alley-ooping a little too much or under-rotating a little too much, and it would force me to kind of like go into a spin. What you really want to focus on is doing the 180, kind of like almost staying in a straight line, backpedaling, and then as you're ready to turn around, since I'm left foot forward, I spin this trick to the right. If you're right foot forward, you're going to spin to the left. If you're goofy, then you have to figure it out. So yeah, once you're ready to basically cab out of the spin, you're going to look over the shoulder to where you're going to spin. So since I'm left foot forward, I'm going to look over my right shoulder, and then I'm slightly going to start turning my shoulders. Since not all your fakie manuals are going to be super long, a lot of times you'll notice that you're actually going to start rotating the spin with your foot backwards. So that means that my foot will be right foot forward. And what you could do is, in the middle of the half cab, you can start unwinding it and putting it back to your like normal foot placement. Or you can just kind of like cab switch footed, which there's no problem there, but it just doesn't look as good. So you want to really kind of get the full rotation with your feet. And then you want to do the full cab so that the whole 360 is generated when you're doing the fakie manual. Hence the backlash. Alright, so one of the mortal sins that you could perform when trying this trick is pedaling forward. When a lot of people don't get the full rotation, they start trying to like crank it and like, basically wheelie out of like the spin. And you don't want to do that because it just looks gross and you're cheating. It's better to drop the front end and then just try it all over again. Again, you want a real fluid motion. You want to like 180, backpedal, nice and fluid, and then, spin out of the rotation. Make sure your feet are nice and balanced. Make sure your feet return to your original position and just make it look good. Again, I learned this trick today, so don't critique me. It's not perfect yet, but I think you guys get the gist of it. and it'll give you more of an insight that even the pros struggle with certain tricks sometimes, and today there was a little bit of struggle with this. I'm gonna save you guys' eyes and time by not putting in a lot of the fails, but it was pretty frustrating early on because I'm pretty comfortable with bunnyhop 3s and other 3 variations, so it was weird that I was like under rotating, over rotating, looping out, dropping it. So it just takes a little bit of focus and commitment. So it just took a little bit of focus and commitment, and like I said, after about an hour I was able to get it more comfortable, and I even learned how to crank flip out of it. Since you guys had faith in me learning a new trick, I challenge you guys to go out and learn this trick now. And then, like always, I ask that you guys tag me on Instagram if you have some good ones, or when you finally learn this trick. And like I said, I learned this trick in about an hour, so can you. So I look forward to seeing you guys learn this trick. That's going to do it for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Like always, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And then tune in for tomorrow's vlog, where it's Nate Richter's birthday. So I'm going to surprise him with a little vegan cake, and I don't know. We'll see what else we get into. So much love, guys. Thanks for everything. Peace.
It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it.